There we go.
There we go. Hi, Kyla. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. You look so nice.
You too. You look
Thank
beautiful.
you. Thank you. So I want to start off and say congratulations. Like from knowing you, I'm just so happy that you're able to, live your dream. How excited are you?
I'm so excited. Like you said, it's always been my dream to play in the WNBA. So
Yeah.
being able to get that opportunity has been a blessing, and I'm just ready to play.
Oh my gosh, I can only imagine. So I hear that this virtual draft was the most watched draft in the past 16 years, which is huge. I know, it probably wasn't the best experience or, it
hmm
wasn't what you thought it was going to be in the beginning. But can you walk us through like how it was having the draft in your home?
It was actually a lot of fun
Yeah.
because being able to be surrounded by my family, we made it the best that we possibly can. But they sent 20 girls like two boxes filled with hats.
Ooh.
Um, Depending on what team you get picked, some confetti, some beats, and a WNBA ball that said the draft 2020. So they
Oh,
made it, the best they could given the
yes.
situation by giving us the little party favors to spice up our at-home draft. And
Mm.
we had fun at home. We still got dressed up. We had a nice
Yeah.
dinner. So we made it the best we could.
Oh my gosh, that it looks amazing. I subscribe to your YouTube channel. I don't know if people know that you have a YouTube channel. What
Yes.
made you want to become a YouTuber or just wanted to add that into your regimen?
I just wanted to have an outlet just to show who I am as a person off the court. And my YouTube has a bunch of different things between basketball, fashion, just personal life things. And I just thought it was a cool
Hmm.
outlet to, just use. And like, I want to be like you, a sports broadcaster. And I
Yeah,
thought it would be a good starting point to kind of just work and
definitely.
practice.
Definitely, definitely. I couldn't agree more. Like just based on YouTube channel, which everyone should subscribe to if you're not already, make sure you follow Kyla. Your YouTube channel definitely, shows how comfortable you are in front of the camera. So that's definitely something that's easy to see, which is great.
Thank
So I
you.
know that this training process is definitely different than, most, preseason WNBA seasons. And because
hmm
of the, travel regulations that are happening now, how are you finding, what new ways are you learning to train during this time?
So I'm still, doing as much as I possibly can, whether that's going to an outdoor court and working out, running around my
Mm-hmm.
neighborhood, doing a lot of body weight exercises. And so it's kind of fun because it's kind of me going back to what I used to do in high school and going back to the basics. And it really helps me focus on my discipline because I don't have anybody pushing me except myself. And so I think this is actually a good time, one, for me to reset and get my mind right and my body right for the league because I know once everything goes back to normal, I'm gonna have to be ready. So I like this time because I have a lot of time to just focus on myself. Like I said, get back to the basics and just like rekindle my passion for the game.
Wow, I love that. I love to hear that. So, if you could take us through when you found out that your college season was finished, one thing I
hmm
can say is that you ended off a champion, which is what not many people can say. So, that's
I
amazing.
know.
But how did it feel, hearing that news?
I mean, it was a lot to process at one time. It was really, I was in shock, to be honest, because everything was just over all suddenly and in a blink of an eye, and we had no control over it. But at the end of the day, I understood that it was for our safety and it was a bigger problem that's going on in the world and that we have no control over it. And so I know, like, one thing we learned at Maryland, it's like control what you can control. So I knew I couldn't control the
Mm.
outcome of the NCAA tournament or the tournament, the outcome of my season, but I can control my attitude and how I respond. And so thankfully, I knew that wasn't
I
the
love
end of my
it.
basketball career. And so I was just like, you know what? Now I got to get ready for the next step, which is the draft. And so since then, I've been working. I mean, I'm not gonna say it wasn't hard, because even to this day, I'm like,
Yeah.
dang, this is crazy. Like, what's going on? But like I said, it's out of my control, and the only thing I can do is just control my response.
I love it. So, in light of controlling your response, what new aspects are you trying to bring into your game going into the WNBA? Because I can say, as someone who's played with you, as someone who has seen you play, you have a very well-rounded game. But what aspect are you trying to, enhance or just add to the league?
I mean, in general, I think there's always room for improvement. So I'm just trying to improve every aspect of my game. But most importantly, it's
Mm.
just my IQ, my basketball IQ. So I've been watching a lot of films, studying a lot of players that I idolize, and just seeing how they read the floor, especially in the
Mhm.
professional league. And so I think that's my biggest area that I want to improve is just my basketball IQ. But all in all, I'm still working on every part of my game, working my ball handling, shooting, being consistent in my shot. And so, yeah, that's what I'm just preparing myself for.
I love it. So you touched on, watching people that you look up to. So what one player, if you could think off the top of your head, are you most excited to play against? Say, someone that you looked up to when you were younger.
It's so many, but
Yeah,
definitely
honestly.
Elena Deladon and
Ooh,
Brianna Stewart. I
yeah.
love them. I love their game. I
Wow.
love how versatile they are. And I've always watched them since I was growing up. And so I'm excited to
Hmm.
play against them.
I love that. I love that because I'm a huge Elena Delle Donne fan. I don't even know what I would do if I was playing against her. So you mentioned sports broadcasting as another career path that you were thinking of beyond basketball. Other than having to do with sports, do you have any other interests that are related?
Um, Maybe like going to fashion.
I like it.
I like modeling. I like getting up, dressed up, and getting all cute.
Yeah,
But I thought of sports broadcasting because I want to stay around the game, but I
exactly.
necessarily didn't want to be a coach. So I
Exactly.
think that's more of a path for me right now that I
Hmm.
really want to pursue. And so that's kind of where I am right now. But a lot can change, so we'll see.
Yeah, I totally understand. So, in light of us being on the Beautiful Ballers page, what would you say it means to be a beautiful baller to you?
I just think it means being confident in who you are. Just because you play basketball doesn't mean you have to always be in sweats and you have to, not, you could still get cute and dress up and still embolize or, embody being a woman, but also being a competitor and being, tough in your sport, no matter what sport you play. And so I love,
Yeah.
the beautiful ballers page because they really show both sides of the players because people think, oh, just because you play sports, you might not be very feminine. But at the same time, that doesn't mean
Hmm.
we can't get cute and pretty and dress up and do both.
I love it. I love it. That's exactly how I feel about it. So, what would you say to little Kyla, who is, about to graduate high school and doesn't really know what she's going to do going into college? What would you say to your younger self right now?
I would tell my younger self to just always believe in herself, no matter what, and that anything that she puts her mind to, she can accomplish as long as she believes in herself, believes in God, and keeps working hard. Um, I've been told I
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to make it to this place where I am right now, and I just never stopped believing in myself because you got to be your biggest fan. If you don't believe in yourself, no one else will. So I would just always tell myself to be confident in the gifts that God blessed me with and just be confident going through life.
Oh, I love that. So, how amazing is it to have two former Terrapins on your soon-to-be team? I know you're drafted to the Connecticut Sun. I go to University of
Mhm.
Hartford, Connecticut stand up. So, honestly, you're going into a great environment. But how amazing is it to have Alyssa Thomas and Brianna Jones on that team already?
It's truly amazing because I've watched them growing up and idolized them. I actually played with Bree for a year. And when I
Yeah.
was a freshman at Maryland, I really looked up to her as a role model. I would ask her so many questions and just trying
Yeah.
to learn from her because they're where I want to be ultimately. And so
Mm,
Alyssa would come back to practices and work out with us, and I would talk to her on the side and just trying to get a lot of pointers just to improve my game and what to expect on the next level. And another thing is I've been in Maryland all
wow.
my life. And so just to have some familiar faces on
Yes.
my new team is going to help me transition and help me feel more comfortable. So I'm really excited that I have two former
Definitely.
Terps on that team that I'm going to.
Yes, I'm sure that would be amazing. So you talked about you being at Maryland your entire life, and just the
Hmm.
DMV in general, just having such great support. What made you want to stay home? Because you had offers from everywhere. So what made you want to stay so close to home?
Well, if I'm going to be truthful, I wanted to go away for college just to get a new experience. But when I
Yeah.
went through my recruiting process, just how my coaches recruited me, my head coach would call me every single week just to check in. And I just
Wow.
felt the genuineness and the caring from her. And I felt like if I went to Maryland, I'd be taken care of, not only on the court because they were such a great program, but off
Mm,
the court because they have a really good
yeah.
family environment. And so once I got to Maryland, I was just so glad I stayed home because,
Yeah.
like you said, I have the support from my family, friends, because I'm right down the street. and I'm able to go home whenever I want for some good food or some gas or whatever supplies, but
Yeah.
then I can go back to school and have my own privacy. So ultimately, I was so glad that I got to stay for my 4 years, and I would do it all again if I could.
Wow, that's so amazing. So, how were you able to balance that life of keeping it, basketball, a Division I athlete, no matter what level you're on, it's such a rigorous
Mhm.
process. How are you able to balance your personal life and basketball?
I would definitely say time management is very important because, like you said, you're a student athlete too. You know that you have practices, games, study hall, classes, and then at the same time, you're in college. You want to have fun, so it's really important
Mhm.
to manage your time where you're getting your stuff done so that you can have fun later. And so that's
Yeah.
whether that means like getting up early to do your workout, getting up early to do homework, just to knock it out the way. So later that night, you can have fun with your friends. And so I think time management was really important. And it was something I had to learn because I'm a procrastinator. I do
Yeah.
procrastinate, but I had to just be more disciplined.
We
And
all.
because when you're at college, you don't have your parents down your back. So you really had to just be disciplined and determined. And I just knew that going to the next level
Mhm.
was a goal of mine. So I just wanted to make sure that I got stuff done to get there. And then at the same time, I wanted to have fun because college is the best 4 years of your life. And so I just wanted to be able to enjoy both worlds.
I love that so much. So, what would you say? Do you think that you're going to go overseas also? That's a tangent. Do you think that you're going to go overseas?
I,
And if so, where would you choose to go? If you had a choice as like one place
mm,
I'd love to play, I love the environment, where would you choose?
well, I definitely do want to go overseas, at least for the early part of my career, just to explore, travel, and see different places while getting to play basketball. But if I were to
Yeah.
go, I think Greece is really beautiful. That'd be
Hmm.
nice. I know
Yes.
Spain,
Yes.
France. I don't know. I'm actually really just excited to see where I end up. So I'm not really
Yeah.
picky because I want to explore new places. So I'm excited.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So, who would you say are your biggest supporters of you?
I would definitely say my family, my parents.
Yeah.
They go to every single game, like you said, every single home game. But my dad, he traveled to every single away game, especially in my
Wow.
last year. With his work schedule, he was able to have that freedom. So, definitely my family has always been my support system since day one. They've been encouraging me. My brother, he would believe, like before I was, big name, I would go to the rec with him,
Yeah.
and they wouldn't let me, like, they wouldn't want to pick me up because I was the girl in the rec, and they
Yeah.
didn't think I was that good. But my brother would be like, well, I'm not playing if you don't pick up my sister.
Wow.
And if they didn't, we got next, and then we'll run the whole house, and then they'll see that I have skill. But just seeing just my family always giving me that support, even when I didn't necessarily believe in myself, definitely gave me confidence and helped me to get where I am today.
I love that completely. That was amazing. I'm seeing some questions here, but they're moving so fast in the comments that I was
Hmm,
losing them. Where did they go?
I don't know. I'm looking too.
Okay. Okay, here we go. Here's one. So, how is your love life? Now, I know a lot of people don't know this, but you actually went to prom with #1 draft pick Markel Fultz.
Yeah.
So, how is your love life and how are you able to balance that or just, throughout college?
So right now I'm pretty much single, just been focusing on myself, especially like this time, this transition period. I want to make sure that I'm in the right headspace and I've been reading my Bible, just, getting myself together.
Okay.
But yeah, I just been chilling to be honest. I
Yeah.
do if someone, wants to get to know me, I'll entertain, but right now I've just been focusing myself so far. So we'll just see what the future has in store.
Yeah, I'm sure, you're gonna get a lot of suitors, in these upcoming in these upcoming weeks. So, what are you focusing on while you're at home? We have so much time with the quarantine to just self-reflect. Are there any new
hmm
skills that you're developing during this time?
Yeah, so like I said, I've been doing a lot of mental stuff, getting myself mentally prepared, reading a lot of books, reading
Mm,
my Bible, but I've also taken up
I
painting.
love it.
And this is something I used to do when I was younger. I was really creative, and so I wanted to get back into it with all the free time we have. So I've just been painting a lot and, making videos for my YouTube
Yeah.
and just doing like simple stuff that I wouldn't have much time for during school. So
Wow.
luckily, I'm only in one online class because I only have one class for the semester. So I have
Oh,
a
wow.
lot of free time.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what would you say your calling is? I know that's kind of like a deep question. It's like, what is my purpose here on this earth? But what would you say, if you know this far, your calling is?
I'm not sure like my, exact one right now, but I know that
Yeah.
with the game of basketball, I've been able to affect a lot of people, interact with a lot of people, inspire a lot of people. So I just try to be like a really good role model with basketball in terms of just being a good role model. And then I think my purpose on this earth is just to spread the news about the Lord, spread, being a good role model, being a good Christian, and just being someone that people would want to look up to. So I just make sure that I just do everything consistently, being a great role model, like I said, and just making sure that I'm doing the
Yeah.
right things.
I love it. So I see we have some questions in here. So here's one. What is your favorite memory on the court?
Ooh, I would have to say last year we were playing Minnesota in one of our, I think the second to last Big Ten regular season games, and we needed to win this game to clinch the
Yeah.
regular season title. And we were actually down 16 with 9 minutes left, and I think 7 points with 55 seconds left. And me and my team, we just came together and we rallied together, got some stops, got important scores, and at the last second, my teammate Shakira tipped the ball on the inbounds play to me, and I scored the game winner for us to win. And that ultimately allowed us to win the
Wow.
whole regular season championship. So I think that's my favorite memory on the court.
That's a great memory. I think I saw the replay on that and it was amazing what you did there.
Thank you.
Okay, so we have another one. No problem. I know the answer to this question, but I mean, you might as well say it. Can you dunk?
Yes, I can. My only problem with dunking is I can't palm the ball. So sometimes I'd be losing it in the air, but that
Okay.
just means I got to learn how to tip
Yeah.
higher. But I have definitely done it before and I could still do
Yes. And you have that video on your
it.
Instagram. So, like I was saying, if anyone hasn't checked out her Instagram already, make sure to check it out because it's amazing.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
So, how are you feeling about starting to play with Brianna? I kind of already asked you this question, so we could go to the next one.
Hmm.
Ooh, this is a good one. Who are your top five women's basketball players of all time?
Wow, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I would definitely have to say Maya Moore. Maya Moore, definitely watched her growing up.
That's a good one.
Diana Taurasi, Candace Parker, um,
Mm-hmm.
Alina Deladon, and Brianna Stewart. So far, there's so many people, but those are the
Ooh,
first five that kind of just popped up to my head. But
there really
yeah,
is. No, those are some greats. Those are honestly some greats. And pretty much everyone you mentioned is still in the league. So those are people you're
yeah.
definitely going to be playing against. There's a lot of questions. Okay. What's the most points that you scored in a game?
36 points. I scored it in
Ooh,
big.
Kaila.
You guys, am I here? Am I back?
Yeah, you're here.
Can you hear me? Okay, sorry, someone called me. But
Yes,
I
I can.
scored it in the Big Ten
No,
championship
it's okay.
last year, and it was 36 points.
Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. That's great. All right. What is your motivation now? Like, what do you do now that the ball's temporarily? I mean, you kind of mentioned that, but more insight into your motivation. Like, what is your driving factor?
Like I said, my family is my driving factor for everything. My parents, they're immigrants, they're from the Caribbean, and so they came over here with no family, no friends, and just to see them, make a life for themselves through hard work and dedication and give my siblings all
Yeah,
that we ever wanted is just motivation, for me. And so I want to be able to give back to them as much as I possibly can just because they give me the whole life I've always wanted. So they're definitely my motivation.
I love that. And I've met your parents, and they're so nice, and they're so supportive of you, which is great.
Thank you.
What would you say your signature move is?
It definitely has to be my one dribble pull up. I love mid range, or my spin move. I really like
Ooh,
to spin back.
I like it. I like it. Okay. Ooh, this is a tough one, I'm sure, for you. But who would you have to say is your favorite teammate to play with in Maryland?
That is, I don't know. That's very hard. I love all my
I'm
teammates.
sure that's a tough one. I'm sure it's tough for you.
I don't even want to say because I love playing all of my
I know. I
teammates.
feel
It's so
bad for putting you
crazy.
on the spot.
Um,
Yeah,
I can't even think of one specific person, so I'm just have to say everybody.
I like it. Okay, well, we can change it. What would you say is your favorite year at Maryland?
Ooh,
Freshman, sophomore, junior, or senior?
I would have to say I would say senior year, or really
Okay.
junior year, but senior year because we won regular season and Big Ten championship.
Yeah.
So just getting the title and bringing it back home was just something that I've been dreaming about because for the last 2 years, my junior and sophomore year, we kept losing in the championship, the Big Ten tournament championship. And so
Yeah.
to finally clinch the title on my last year and win made it very special.
Wow. And like I said, you ended the champion, so that's amazing.
Thank you.
Let's see. This is a great one. So I know that your mom was an Olympian, which is
hmm
amazing, but who inspired you to play basketball?
Well, all my siblings they tried out for this our middle school team, and so I kind of just followed in their footsteps, and so that's how I kind of got into
Okay.
basketball. And once I didn't score, I think until like the last game of the season, my fifth grade year, and once I kind of just saw the ball go through the hoop, it kind of ignited a passion, and it was something that I just fell in love with like immediately. So I think my siblings kind of got me into basketball because I just wanted to follow in their footsteps.
I love it. Okay. This is a long one. Okay. What preparation did you do in the transition to high school basketball to college basketball, training wise or mentally?
So training wise, I just, got in the gym or did something to improve my game, whether it was like 30 minutes a day, whether it was dribbling the basement or running or something to improve my game. So I was just every day just trying to improve my game with some type of workout or something. But in terms of mentally, like I said, reading books definitely prepares because the game is more mental than it is physical. And so you need to have that strong mentality in terms of confidence in yourself, knowing when to like when you make a mistake, you got to know how to bounce right back. And so I think that's kind of how I just transitioned in terms of just between high school and college was just having a mindset ready to work and just working hard.
I love it. Okay. So, can you share a beauty secret for us? Because, like I said, you're more than just a basketball player and you're so beautiful. You're so amazing.
Thank
So,
you.
what beauty secret could you give some of our followers?
Mm, I guess so when I put on foundation, I put a little bit of powder first, then my primer, and then my foundation, and it helps come on really smooth and very natural that some people don't even know I have makeup on sometimes. So I think
Ooh,
that's my beauty secret.
that's amazing. So, what would you say is one thing that you cannot play without? Do you have like a special? I know, like I've seen people like I have my lucky socks. Some guys I have my lucky, boxers. Like, what would you say is your lucky thing, or something that you need to do before you play?
Well, before I play, I definitely got to listen to some music to get me hyped and listen to my music, the
Yeah.
DMB trap music getting me hyped for the game. But in terms of what I wear, I always have an undershirt on. I always have a headband because I got to make sure my edges and all that stuff is
Ah,
slicked up for the game.
nice. Nice, nice. And would you say that you have, a signature game day hairstyle, or do you like to switch it up?
I do. I switch up my hair a lot in terms of just wearing natural, wearing weave, wearing braids. I don't have a nat. Oh, I think my favorite is my slicked up bun. My slicked up top bun is my favorite style to play in.
Nice. Nice, nice, nice. So, what would you say is your favorite song right now?
Mm. I have a lot, but I love Meg Thee Stallion, and so I'm hooked on her song Captain Hook right now. That song just gets me
Okay.
going. And
Yeah. Have you made a TikTok to it yet?
no, I have to learn the dance. I saw they had the
Okay.
dance, but I'm gonna learn the dance like in the next couple of days. But that just gets my alter ego going. Like I just
I like
love
it.
Meg.
I like it. What would you give your name, that alter ego name? Like, who is your ultimate ego?
Mm.
If you had to name her right now, what would her name be?
Ooh, I don't even know.
Yeah, like,
That's a tough one. What would you have your name as?
ooh, I think my alternate ego name is like Egypt or something. Like, I don't know,
Ooh, I
something
like that. That's
really like,
exotic. That's
something
exotic.
like that. Like, I
I
don't
don't.
know.
I would have to think. That's a good question. I have to
Yeah,
think.
that would be mine. That's a great question. So keep that because I'm coming back to you with that one,
Okay.
later on. So you mentioned how, how strong your faith is. What would you say is your favorite Bible scripture?
My favorite Bible scripture is Ecclesiastes 3:14, and
Mm,
it basically says that He has made everything beautiful in its time, and that's something
mm,
I definitely reflected, had in my back of my mind throughout my whole journey because everybody has their own journey. Everybody is going to have their own, path in life, and that it will all work out in its time, and that the Lord makes no mistakes. So whatever trial, tribulation that you go through, it's all part of the plan to make you stronger, make you wiser, make you more rooted in Him. And so I love the
mm.
fact that it's like He has made everything beautiful, and that could be beautiful, everything in its time. And so it's everybody has their own journey. You have to trust it, and that's kind of what I get from that verse.
I love it. So
Mhm.
you mentioned, in its time, no matter what obstacles, what would you say was the biggest hurdle that you had to overcome throughout your college experience specifically?
Throughout my college, so when I got to Maryland, I was thrown into a very not foreign, but I was playing more of the four big man position, and that's something I wasn't really
Yeah.
used to coming from high school as more of a guard. And so I think just being uncomfortable in that position was one of my biggest obstacles, but at the same time, it was one of my biggest triumphs because being able to be versatile has made my game even better in terms of I can play multiple positions, so I'm more valuable on the court, and that's something I just had to learn. And so, one thing with me, I'm a very competitive person. I love challenge, and so I was thrown into it my freshman year, but I was able to, like I said, try be able to conquer it and learn and just be able to play my game in that position. And so it did help me become a very versatile player and it helped expand my game. And so, like I said, everything is beautiful in its time. And so even though it took me time to get comfortable and learn what I was supposed to do in that position, ultimately it did help me expand my game and become a better player.
Definitely. And I just want to read off just a few of your accolades so people can understand that it became beautiful in its time, like very much so, because you were preseason Big Ten Player of the Year in 2019, all Big Ten first team 2018, 2019, and 2020, and just countless
Hmm.
other accolades. What else? You're one of six players in the program's history to have over 1,000 points and over you have 930 rebounds. That's over 500 rebounds, which is amazing. Uh, People understand like how, you know, that scripture really obviously. I'm sorry, I'm getting a call.
It's okay.
My phone's being attacked right now. Okay, so I just want to keep people realizing that you are a well balanced person. So if you could ask three of your friends to describe you in 3 words, what would it be? What would three
Okay,
words
so they would
describe you?
say competitive, um, fun, fun/goofy because I'm a very fun. I like to go out, I like to get lit, I'm very funny and caring. I do really care for my friends a lot. Um, they might say I might seem mean because my sense of humor can be a little strong, but when they know like we're very close, like they know I'll do anything for them and I always look out for my friends. So I think those are the best 3 words.
Nice. And you're an Aries, right? I think I know that about you.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So then that definitely aligns with the whole horoscope. And so I can totally see that. And I just want to say, Kyla, thank you so much for coming onto this page and just showing us that there's more beyond basketball. You know, you are a
Yes.
great
Thank you for having
person,
me.
you know what I mean, and a great basketball player. No problem. It was great having you on. And everyone go follow Kyla if you have not already. Her Instagram is tagged below. And I'm also going to put it
Yes.
in our Instagram story. So make sure to be on the lookout because WNBA season, you're coming. I already know. I'm so excited for you.
Thank you so much. Thanks for
Thank
having
you.
me, girl.
No problem.
All right.
No problem.
Bye.
Bye, girl. That was so great, everyone. I'm so happy that we were able to have her on the page. Hope you guys liked it. Like I said, her Instagram is tagged below and it will be tagged in the next story post. So make sure to keep a lookout for that. Everyone have a great day.